My name is Sunil Sachdev. I'm the Managing Director for International Payments at Fiserv, and I manage the deployment and development of our payments business and solutions outside the U.S. Sure. So from a financial landscape perspective, it's changing quite rapidly for financial institutions. So there's regulatory changes that are happening, squeezing traditional forms of revenue for the banks. There's the emergence of new competitors, mostly non-banks, coming into the fore. There's also the adoption of new types of technologies and channels like mobile, which are resulting in consumers having a different type of experience or wanting a different type of experience from their financial institution. More of an immediate gratification requirement, because that's what they're used to when they consume other digital products and services, whether it's through the mobile channel or the online channel. So I think these are the main forces at work in terms of the payments landscape and how it's changing and what financial institutions need to brace for going forward. But again, change brings with it opportunity, and as long as they have a strategic approach in terms of adopting some of these channels or new solutions and deploying them effectively, I think there's an opportunity that they can still come out in front. I think, we talked a little bit already about new competitors coming into the marketplace, mostly non-banks. And because of the digitization of payments, a lot of these new competitors are stepping in front of the payments value chain at the point of engagement with the consumer. They're trying to tag the consumer, learn more about the consumer, and cross-sell different types of services to that same consumer. So I think from a financial institution perspective, the way they can protect themselves is to adopt some of these newer technologies or risk being disintermediated by other payment providers or new non-bank providers. And if they're able to adopt these technologies, integrate them seamlessly into their existing channels to provide that overall experience, they, the financial institution, will continue to be in the center of the financial and payment relationship, as opposed to the consumer being offered 3 or 4 different other channels to convert different types of payment opportunities. Yeah, no, it's a great question. I think, right now there are lots of channels and touch points for the end consumer. And I think the biggest issue the consumer has right now is that they're afforded different types of transaction opportunities depending on the channel they use. So if financial institutions are able to converge and provide similar transaction sets regardless of channel, that'll lead to a similar experience, which actually I think will benefit the consumer and keep them more engaged, as opposed to confusing the consumer of what transaction they can do from which channel. Well, I think, for the banks to continue to hold and be the center of the financial and payment relationship with the consumer, they need to continue to invest in new technology and ensure that, they're not disintermediated by non-banks who are coming in and trying to own that relationship and dictate how a consumer should pay and when they should get paid. And I think if financial institutions are able to adopt new technologies, seamlessly integrate them into the experience and channels they have today, they'll continue to be in the center of the financial payment relationship with that consumer. I think aside from the technology change that we're continuing to see, continue to move at a very fast pace, I think regulatory change is the big watch-out item. Because from a regulatory standpoint, I think people are still trying to figure out how to manage financial transactions in this new world, so to speak, of digitization. And based on what the regulators come out with, I think it'll define the box in how financial institutions and new technology channels can play and interact with end consumers. This event's very important to Fiserv because historically, while Fiserv is a global organization, outside the U.S. we're mostly known for account processing capabilities, our mobile and online technologies, and I think what we're trying to do is step out of that shadow and show people that we also are a large payments provider with a lot of payment subject matter expertise, and now are able to export that knowledge and capabilities outside the U.S.